What's up, Dp-Ygo here? Got an awesome World Challenge duel for you guys to check out. This one is going to show that razor thin line that separates defeat and victory that basically every duelist has to walk, and just how small that margin is, man. If anything goes differently in this duel, the person who is ultimately going to win would 100% have lost this duel. This duel is against Trickstars, and pretty much a code of the duelist showdown. Obviously, Trickstars, in my opinion, have cemented themselves as a very viable competitive deck. Tops at regionals, tops at YCS, tops at the ARG circuit. World Chalice, on the other hand, are still kind of looking for that one breakthrough performance. I don't know if it's ever going to come, because now they got to deal with spirals as well as the rocket deck, and it's just, man, at some point, you know, it just becomes a little too much. A lot of people don't like World Chalice because they think that it's a little too combo centric, and it's kind of a flimsy deck. If one thing goes wrong, everything kind of snowballs out of control in a bad way, and your opponent will often just wreck you if they have like that one key piece of disruption, the Solemn Strike or the Maxi, maybe the Ash Forehead, etc., etc. Let's go ahead and roll this. I don't think I need much setup. This does show the offense potential of the World Chalice deck, especially if you start with something like Venus, which I'm kind of surprised that Venus and Scapegoat are not seeing more play. You have seen them in some regional top 8 lists, but I kind of want to see Venus and Scapegoat, those two cards specifically, more. I think anytime you start with Venus, you're obviously in good shape, especially if you're playing it in this deck where you have, you know, link 1, 2, 3. You have so many different links that you can go into. It just kind of opens up your field. He's going to summon that World Chalice big monster. He summons at least 2 links. I think he's going to go into every single World Chalice link monster during this turn. And if you can get Ib on the field, is it Ib or Lib? I'm not sure how to pronounce her name. I don't know why they changed it from Eve. Anyways, if you can get her on the field, especially if you can get her linked up with some cards, she can be a really big problem for your opponent, because she essentially protects herself, protects other monsters on the board. I believe he's going to go into Firewall Dragon. He's just basically spamming links. He goes for Ningrasu. That's going to go up into a Firewall Dragon. He is going to pass, but there's a chance that you guys might see that Ningrasu come back. He's set to Transmodify, which a lot of World Chalice players have, but at this point it is basically a bluff, as he has another card in his hand, or another copy in his hand, and then he has the Gofu, which is another combo starting piece, very similar to the Venus. So Trickstars are going to open with Cup of Ace, which actually backfires, but it don't even matter because he got that pot of Neg 9 to get himself a +1 anyway. He's going to go Light Stage, gets Candina. Then Candina's going to be summoned, and he's going to get another Light Stage. Then he's going to go double Lycoris to get 2 of them Jokers on the field after he searches 1. And it's really cool that you can go Lycoris off of 1 copy of Candina on the field, or any 1 Trickstar. So you kind of get 2 monsters for the price of 1. And if you have something like Chain Summoning, then it can actually be just dope. Now he's using Dark World Dealings and Trickstars. The cool thing here is, even though Dark World Dealings is not presenting any advantage here, he is doing 800 burn damage every time he resolves a Dark World Dealings, and you see that he has done 2 in a row. That's a significant amount of damage. He's using the Trickstar Light Stage burn. This card right here is actually locked down. He has 2 copies of Lycoris on the field. One of them is going to get bounced in the end phase by the Firewall Dragon, and let's just see what he has in that back row, if he can do the amount of damage that he needs. Now, the World Legacy Beacon is not going to be activated because the the effect of Light Stage actually turned off, and now he's able to get his Ningrasu back from the graveyard, as well as a Proxy Dragon. So clearly he has a lot of links, 6 link monsters on the board. That's pretty damn powerful. But check this out. He's going to activate the Ningrasu's effect, and his opponent's like, hold up, I got double Reincarnation and Present card. Now it's just like, oh my god, this is going to be so much burn damage. So he's going to lose almost his entire deck, to be honest. He has like 7 cards left in his deck, and he's taking almost enough burn damage. He's at 500 damage, so not quite enough to die, but he clearly knows he can't take any battle damage because, I mean, like, look at this guy's field. Clearly he can just OTK him, so he can't take a direct attack. He's going to use Trickstar Reincarnation, and he's going to use that on the effect of the Arum, or excuse me, the Arum, and that actually does a little more burn damage. He's going to get the Light Stage burn damage as well. So his opponent is at 100 life points. The real big problem is he has now made Tri-Gate Wizard, which is linked up with 3 monsters and has that negate effect. So as he's able to go into the battle phase, he will not be able to use that 2nd copy of Reincarnation because it's just going to get negated by the Tri-Gate Wizard, and he actually actually gets OTK'd. Now, the interesting thing is, in this duel, you think about the hand that he ultimately got, right? What if he would have used the Desires first, and he would have went for the same double Lycoris play, but what if he would have used the Cup of Ace after that? Like, he would have done more burn damage off the draw too, because he would have had the light stage burn damage, and he would have had the double Lycoris burn. He would have actually won the duel. He wouldn't have had this 100 life points if he had not used the Cup of Ace first, if he had used the Pot of Neg 9 first. So just an interesting way of I guess this duel ultimately played out. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe he would have, I guess if everything goes the same, yeah, he would have won the duel by activating those 2 cards in a different order. But I guess there's also the possibility that he would have actually drawn the 2 cards. But even still, with 2 extra cards, I would have thought that he probably would have burnt them. It's just, I don't know, I guess you shouldn't use Cup of Ace first if you're playing a deck where you could potentially burn your opponent for drawing cards. I don't know why he did it that way, but ultimately cost him the duel. So if you guys enjoyed the video, give the video a thumbs up. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on those notifications for daily videos. My goodness, what was I even saying there?